So this episode, we're going to have a proper garage tour with Neil.
Yep. Hello. Welcome, Boris. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So I get the gist of your visit today is to show that the Smallest Cog is actually a real garage, because people think that it's just a TV show and it's just all smoke and mirrors and cameras and we don't actually do the work, but it is actually a real garage.
Yes, because I spoke with your son last week.
Yeah.
And the first time I seen him, he came up with oily hands. I said, like, how you doing? I said, I introduced myself, and I said, you actually work in garage? He said, yeah.
Don't let that fool you. He probably fell over. No.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Anthony, my son, obviously, we've worked together. When he left school, when he was 16, he's 37 now, so he's worked with me when we had our garage at Tram in for all of those years. He did an apprenticeship, and then obviously we moved here with the Smallest Cog and Richard Hammond in the TV show. So yeah, we've seen it, done it, been there, and we're still doing it, because you've still got to produce money, earn a living to keep this place, the overheads going. You know, the TV show's good. It's you know, we enjoy doing it, but really the core of it is a genuine actual garage.
Yes, and many people don't know that, which is quite fascinating for me. Your son showed me his car. He's driving a 12-year-old Skoda Octavia, you know, so it's not he's not, you know, he's not, that's what people think. It's quite deceiving, you know, what you see on the TV and what's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's for real.
No, it's for real. And people often ask me, if you ever watch a TV show, I always drive around in my old blue Caddy van, and that's genuinely my car. People say to you, oh, well, what's your real car? And I go, no, that is my real car. That's what I drive every day, in and out, wherever I go, that's my car. But it's genuine. It's not, you know, people think you're sort of earning a fortune and la 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 la. No, it's not like that. You've actually got to earn your living as a genuine garage.
Just let the viewers know, behind us is an actual work going on. That's the noise, because people working here is not, you know.
No, we're very busy. You know, we're very busy, but we obviously, you see the TV cars, you know, obviously the ones that make it onto the TV show, and that, you know, thankfully they're very interesting. But also we get to work on all manner of things. There's a Dodge Ram pickup right behind you there, which is which, funny enough, we went to racing and the chap asked him to give us a quote. So there it is. We've got it, repaired the bumper. So it's a genuine job. We're doing it, get it painted today, it'll be gone. We've got this lovely Lotus Europa we're working on. We've got that car there, the bonnet is off a car called a Trident Clipper, which in all the years I've been alive and worked on cars, I've never seen one. So that's a very rare car in its own right. So yeah, so there's you know, Volkswagen Beetle there, there's all manner of cars. And of course they churn over, so there's all these cars that customers or TV viewers never see. But it's a genuine workshop. But that's what it's about. It's about that passion for working on cars and actually getting the chance to work on some really special cars. That's what it's all about for us. So basically, Boris, you've seen us an actual garage, and we get to work on run-of-the-mill cars. And actually, this is a very rare car, this car, because that's the whole point of running an everyday garage, was to get to a stage where one day you could work on all these special cars. But you've still got to do the bread and butter cars, you know, this sort of keep the overheads paid. And funny enough, that plastic package there, that's a front splitter off a transporter van, which was one of my old customers from Tram in probably 10, 20 years ago, and they've called and said, oh, can you do this for us? I said, yeah, we'll do that. So it just proves that we're doing everyday work, but also you get these very special cars like this Lotus Europa, and a lot of people have never seen a Lotus Europa, they don't even know what it is. And I can remember, because when I used to walk to school when I was a little boy, I used to walk past a yellow one every day, exactly that car. But this particular one is very, very special, because that is the last Lotus Europa ever made. And because it was the last one ever made, it was the only one that was ever painted silver from the factory.
Wow. And this is for a customer?
This is a customer, yeah, a very good customer of ours. And, you know, they watched the show basically, said, could you rebuild this car for my collection? And a very nice chap, and he brought the car and trusted us to do it. So yeah, it's a big thing, you know, it's really, you know, an enjoyable car to work on. He's done a lot of the work himself and got it up to this stage, but now we've got to sort the bodywork out, obviously get it running, put it back together and put it back like it left the factory.
I'm really curious, one question. You said you used to walk past one of these cars, a yellow one. When you was I guess you was really young.
Yeah, I was in well, it was when I was actually walking to secondary school, so I was about 11.
Right. So when you was 11, the young Neil, when you walk past one of these cars, you ever dreamed of it? You know, you're going to work on these cars, or or you wished you can work on these cars?
The funny thing is that when I was 10 years old, I used to go and work in a little garage just down the road here and sweep up and clean up and help and do things. So I already had a healthy interest in cars. And it's strange because I used to walk to school, and like every morning I'd walk past this yellow Lotus Europa, and I used to read the badge. They used to have a badge on the back pillar saying World Champions, because they were Formula One World Champions then. And I used to read these badges, and I used to look at the cars and think, wow, what a thing. And then, you know, to actually get to work on one, but to get to work on the last one ever made, that's sort of a dream come true in a way, because it's something that's, you know, really special to me, because I can remember when they were new, when they were actually a new car. We look at them now like they're classics and they're old, but that would have been, you know, 1975, 74, 5. You never had, like today, you've got hot hatches and all these things. They never existed. That was a supercar, you know. And I used to live on a council estate, you know, not much money, and you'd walk by. I don't know what it was doing there, but I can remember walking by it and looking at it and thinking, what a thing.
Let me introduce this video sponsor, Carly. Carly is a pocket-sized device, just plugs into your OBD port, and you can scan for all the fault codes. Then you need to start the app and just go run diagnostic. So the diagnostic is done, and all you have to do is show results. Go to the Smart Mechanic and you see all the fault codes. So this one is say EGR valve position signal problem. So it's really good because it gives you a really good description what you need to do. And to be fair, you can save hundreds or sometimes thousands of pounds of repair costs. If you want some nice discount, use my discount code, or you can click on my link in the description. Thank you so much, Carly, to supporting my video. Let's go back to Neil.
This is a spray oven, and this is which we bought in Series 1, where we moved from Pram in, and this is still got it, we still use it. This is that Trident Clipper car that was now being painted. The few more little repairs, get this painted, get it built up, get it back to the customer. So as you can see, this car isn't going on TV. So this is another job that we're doing sort of behind the scenes, but it's still a very interesting car. And, you know, it's quite complex the way it's made. It's glass fibre. I've never even seen one. But now we've worked on it. We'll get it painted. The customer will be happy. And then it opens the door to something else. So it goes back to that thing that everybody's different. You know, everybody's different. You know, like it's, with a garage, the tools are the same, but all the cars you work on are different. And that's a good thing, where you get to see a variety of cars. Going back to what we started with, it is genuinely a garage, and we're genuinely having to turn money over to pay the bills, because we're like everybody else. We've got wages to pay, we've got rates to pay, we've got the overheads, obviously running everything. So it is
quite expensive to run a shop. That's what people don't understand. They still need to be self-efficient. It's not...
Exactly. Well, this is what Richard found out, because when we started the garage, and Richard, you know, he said, well, come on, we'll open a garage. And I think he didn't realise, genuinely, and he'll admit this, that he didn't realise how much it costs to actually buy the equipment to move forward. And if you look at the TV show, Richard sold all his cars, and that was genuine. He had a nice Lotus. He hates me talking about it, but he had a really nice Lotus. He had his old motorbikes. He had he had a Porsche 911, and he sold all those cars to fund buying this stuff and the prep bay, and to set everything up. So it was a really big commitment on his part to do that. So, but even so, with all that influx of money, still needed more. And then it doesn't stop, because it keeps going. You've got to keep paying the overheads. You know, and we all know the energy costs have gone up in the last couple of years, and that's the same for us. Everything's more expensive. So it is, you know, you've got to be flat out all the time to produce enough money to cover the overheads.
So this is the Beetle project.
This is the Beetle project. This is a bit of an oddball thing, because we were talking earlier on about modifying cars, and you've got classic cars, which is a classic Beetle, but it's also been modified. So what they've done with this, they've made the doors suicide doors. They've made them so they open backwards.
All right.
But the problem with that is, that's okay, and it's a nice thing to do to make it look nice, but of course nothing works then, because the door lock's on the other side, and then the window glass is different, and the window winders won't work, so it becomes quite frustrating to make all this work. So somebody's idea of their perfect dream car becomes somebody else's nightmare to make that dream a reality. But then again, it's interesting. It's interesting from the engineering point of view to try and reimagine something to make it work. And also they picked this colour scheme where they've got this grey and this gold. So the grey probably would have been original colour, but this gold stripe is an addition. And the chrome trims they've got on it, they've altered lots of things on this car. But
there is no, I just want to show it to the viewers, there is no door handle from the outside.
No,
so
no
it's door poppers.
No. Well, it's going to have electric poppers. So it's going to be, you can walk up to it, press it, and then it'll flick open. So that's another job that's got to be done. But all of these things that are bespoke take time. But it's all doable, but it's also very interesting from the engineering and electrical side of it. But you need a lot of skills from a lot of different people to make that magic happen. Well, this is the 5 Series BMW, which is one of our very good customers that we've, in the series that's on TV at the moment, we did a BMW E3. And we restored that car for him. He was very happy. So he's got a collection of BMWs. So we're quietly going through them one at a time. And because we made a good job of that car, then he trusts us to do the next one. But what's interesting about these is the chap that owns these cars has got a contact, which is a Russian chap. And this Russian chap, Thomas is the chap's name. And Thomas actually found a rear light in Dubai.
No way.
Yeah, so we had to have it flown in from Dubai to fit that car. And we couldn't find one in Europe and couldn't find one in the UK. But it's all about those connections of, but somebody in Dubai must have had that second hand on a shelf, you see. So what I'm saying is, everybody's the same all over the world. We're all the same. We're all car nuts and we're all trying to help each other. But that's the way it should be. Anthony's been detailing the engine bay. The engine bay was quite...
the engine bay, it's just amazing looking now.
Yeah, just looking outside the car, you open the bonnet and it looks like that. Then it's lovely.
In your own personal view, you reckon it's better, not having a big engine in there?
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does because I like this car, and I think it doesn't have to be, a 5-litre Mercedes or anything, does it? It's a nice, clean. It's all about being original to me, and that car, everything in that car is original. So he's just cleaned up and made everything look good, but it's original. That's how it would have been left factory.
That's another thing that's amazing for me is I can remember being young, watching the very last episode of Top Gear, which had the MGB on.
Yes.
And that car is the car that I race today.